I started with football and then basketball and then baseball, softball, and then swimming and then track. Um, and really, it's just awesome to just to be there and help the kids learn from the sport, teach them sportsmanship, and even with sports too, it teaches them the way of life and how to go through things in life.
Officiating one sport is challenging. Doing two is a full load. Doing three, four, five, six, seven, it doesn't stop. What prompted you to just keep going in all different sports?
Well, growing up, man, watching the Olympics, and then, you see the Olympics every 4 years, you see track, you see, Michael Phelps, you see all that going on, and you're like, man, I wonder how they officiate. And so I went from football, then basketball, and then I seen track, and then I seen swimming, and I just got interested in just wanting to call every sport.
Of all the games and sports that you've officiated, is there one or two that stand out that were the most memorable that you've been a part of?
Yeah, it was a JV basketball game last year, and I think it was Rio Grande against Monzano. And we went to double overtime, and it was intense, and it was something I never experienced. As far, I mean, I know it's a JV game, but for some reason, this JV game was a packed house, like a varsity game, and it went to two overtimes, and it was just awesome just to be there.
So the first time I ever officiated a game, I was pulled out of the stands at a softball tournament that my dad ran. One of the umpires no showed, and I was 16, I think. And both managers looked at my dad and said, "Go get your son, make him work the bases." Then for officially, after that, my senior year in high school, I started doing fast pitch softball. For most people, it's a side job. For me, it's full time. I enjoy doing it. I'm never going to be rich, but I'm definitely happy.
So why do it? What's your primary reason for officiating so many
Um,
sports?
I was that kid that loved to play sports, but wasn't necessarily the best at most sports. And because I wasn't the best at most sports, I mentally did everything. I learned the sports inside and out so I could get on the fields. And with that knowledge, I wanted to give back to the sports. And it's really a fun way to do it. I coached for a while, quit coaching, and just went to officiating.
What would you say to other people who don't officiate? Maybe they're interested in it. What would you say to encourage them to dip their toe in the water?
My biggest thing that I tell people is you need to give back to the sport. The sport, for those of us that really grew up in sports, I'm going to be 55 this year. So I was playing sports in the 70s through the 80s in high school, played semi pro football for a while, did some other things. Those sports gave a lot to us. We need to give back to the sports.